up, fam? Listen closely, because what I'm about to lay out is not just another story, it's a storm. Today, we're talking about a young king, just 25, shining bright, signed to CMG, touching lives, and rewriting his destiny in real time. But on February 18th, 2026, Jacksonville went silent. The city lost one of its rawest voices, and hip-hop lost a soul that was just getting started. This is how the rap world reacted to Lil Poppa's passing and gang. Some of these reactions will hit you in the chest. So if you're riding with me, smash that like button right now, because we're diving into a story that might change how you check on the people you love. Before we get to those reactions, we need to talk about the storm inside Lil Poppa's mind. This part matters. If you scroll through his social media before his death, you'll see a man spiraling, quietly screaming for help. On Twitter, he dropped lines that felt like confessions from the edge. He said he was scared to sleep, that loneliness was eating him alive. He asked if it was okay to cry. That wasn't just tweeting, that was pain leaking through the screen. He wrote about shedding tears in the dark, about carrying nothing but hurt. Then he admitted he didn't even like himself, asking forgiveness while hinting at demons pulling him under. You could feel the war inside him. Then there were the trust issues. He said the jewelry made people judge him, that loyalty disappeared once success showed up. That's the curse of coming from nothing. Money changes the room, and suddenly everyone feels fake. He talked about distance, loving people but also pushing them away. That's depression talking. That's survival mode. Warned himself to trust no one, showing paranoia that only grows when you feel alone. And remember, he wasn't just fighting his mind, he was surviving the streets of Jacksonville. It's one of the most dangerous cities in America. He bounced between his mom's east side spot and his grandma's west side crib, never really feeling stable. On top of that, a chronic blood disease kept him inside, isolated, feeding the darkness even more. The pressure of CMG, the industry expectations, street politics, and his own demons were crushing him. He even tweeted about finishing 2 albums and leaving the label, sounding trapped, like music was a cage instead of an escape. What makes it heartbreaking is he still dreamed. He talked about moving, starting fresh, showing the real him. He wanted a future, but his mind couldn't see past the shadows. Now, let's talk about his mother, because this is where the story gets painfully real. When the world found out Lil Poppa was gone, his mother's response felt like a dagger to the soul. She posted on Instagram just for words, "Lord, I need you," followed by a broken heart. No speech, no long caption. Just a mother collapsing into faith when there were no other words left. You have to imagine what she carried watching her son battle his mind, claw his way out of the streets with music, finally sign that major deal, finally touch the dream. And right when it looked like he was about to change everything for their family, he was taken at 2-5. A mother should never have to bury her child, as not one who was just getting started. That message showed her faith, but it also showed her desperation. She had seen his pain up close. She probably noticed the warning signs, tried to pull him back, prayed that success would heal what trauma had broken. But sometimes love isn't enough to silence the storm inside someone's head. She also watched him fight a chronic blood condition, knowing it drained him physically and mentally while he still had to survive the streets and the industry. That's too much weight for any young soul. And she likely lived in constant fear for him. Now here's the part that sends chills through your spine. In one of his songs, Lil Poppa said, "Pac died at 25. Biggie died at 24. And it made me nervous. I just turned that age a couple days ago." That's not just a lyric, that's prophecy. He literally spoke his own fate into existence without realizing it. He knew the pattern. He feared the pattern. And then he became the pattern. He understood the curse that shadows young rappers, the pressure, the streets, the mental battles, the industry traps. That line shows he felt death looming. Imagine waking up every day thinking you might not see 26. That fear can eat you alive. It probably fed his anxiety, his depression, his paranoia. He compared himself to Pac and Biggie because he knew his greatness. But he also knew greatness comes with a price. And tragically, he paid it. Now, let's talk about female rapper Pluto, because her reaction was impossible to watch without breaking. She was live when fans told her Lil Poppa had died. At first, she laughed it off, saying people were lying, begging them not to joke. But as the comments kept flooding in, you could see her face freeze. Then, she shattered. She started screaming, repeating no over and over, her voice cracking, panic flooding in. That wasn't just industry shock. That was real grief. She cared about him. They had history, respect, genuine connection. And in seconds, disbelief turned into devastation. Watching her realize he was gone felt like watching someone lose a piece of themselves in real time. That's the kind of reaction you only see when someone loses a person who actually mattered to them, not just another industry contact. What made Pluto's moment so powerful is that it was completely unfiltered. She wasn't performing for the camera or chasing clicks. That was pure shock and grief happening in real time. That raw honesty is exactly why the clip exploded online. After the initial breakdown, you could see Pluto trying to pull herself together, but the hurt never left her face. Memories were flooding her mind. Studio sessions, conversations, times Poppa showed her love and encouragement. All of that probably hit her at once, like a tidal wave. At least she got to release her emotions publicly. But Boosie Badazz chose a different way to honor Lil Poppa. And his tribute showed just how far Poppa's impact really reached. Boosie is a Southern legend. Someone who's been through everything this industry can throw at you. When he speaks, people pay attention. So when he posted a heartfelt memorial video, you knew it wasn't for show. He said, "Tip thug in peace, Lil Poppa Duval, legend." That phrase, tip instead of rip, is street language, acknowledging Poppa as someone who lived that life but was trying to escape it through music. Calling him a Duval legend coming from an outsider was massive respect. Always spoken openly about mental health and how the rap game can break you mentally. So his tribute wasn't just about music. It was about recognizing a young man fighting demons he understood too well. He didn't just drop a quick post, he made a full video showing how deeply Poppa's death shook the culture. He even praised Poppa's talent, saying he was one of the few young artists who actually had something meaningful to say. That's elite praise from a veteran. But then came NBA Ben 10, and his reaction sparked real controversy. Ben 10, close to NBA YoungBoy, posted on Instagram saying Lil Poppa should have taken his girl with him because of how much she loved him. At first, people thought he was dissing Poppa in the worst way possible. But when you break it down, it sounded more like jealousy than hate. His girlfriend was apparently a huge Lil Poppa fan, constantly playing his music, praising him, maybe even crushing on him. Ben 10 didn't like that. And when Poppa died, his comment came out messy and insensitive. It sounded cruel, and fans didn't forgive it. The streets lit him up, especially in Jacksonville, where Poppa was loved deeply. That backlash shows how strong Poppa's fan base was, especially among women. His emotional, melodic music hit people on a personal level, and that connection made others jealous. The fact that even a poorly worded comment caused outrage proves how protective people were of Lil Poppa's legacy. In death, he became more than an artist. He became someone people felt they had to defend. The culture wasn't letting anyone speak reckless about Lil Poppa. Not even by accident. The love was loud, and the city made that clear. Now let's talk about Lil Duval, because his tribute hit like a gut punch and showed just how deep the Jacksonville bond really is. Lil Duval isn't just a comedian. He's a Jacksonville voice who's watched the city rise and fall. When he speaks on Duval, people listen. So when he dropped that long tribute, you could feel it was personal. He said this one hurt because he truly cared about Lil Poppa, that most people in the city knew him since he was a kid and wanted to see him win. That's hometown love. He watched Poppa grow, grind, and get close to breaking through. But then Duval said something that hit different. He said after the drill era faded, Lil Poppa was the last one standing, and he deserved it because he was who every other young Jacksonville rapper wanted to be. Even his enemies were fans first. That line is heavy. It means even people beefing with him couldn't deny his talent. Respect crossed street lines. The most painful part. Duval revealed they talked just weeks before. Poppa said he was supposed to pull up to Camp Duval but had been busy and promised to slide soon. Duval told him there was no rush. Now that link-up will never happen. That's the kind of regret that sticks forever. Lil Duval's words painted Poppa as a survivor, a city hero, someone about to elevate Jacksonville's name before everything got cut short. Coming from someone who's been successful in entertainment for years, that endorsement meant everything, and the tributes didn't stop there. D-Lo from Detroit paid her respects, proving Poppa's reach went nationwide. She doesn't co-sign easily, so her words mattered. Mozzie, his CMG label mate, also posted love. They had real history collabs, studio time, shared moments. That wasn't just label respect. That was personal grief. Narda Wick also showed love, showing how Jacksonville came together despite competition. Trap Beckham called Poppa a Duval legend and said the city will never feel the same. When your own city calls you a legend, you left a permanent mark. All these artists from different cities, backgrounds, and lanes came together for Lil Poppa. That's respect. That's legacy. This wasn't just Jacksonville grieving. This was the entire hip-hop world pausing to recognize the loss of something rare. What stood out the most about these reactions was how real they felt. These weren't forced industry posts or PR moves. These were people speaking from the heart about Lil Poppa as a human being and as an artist. The culture lost a real one. Lil Poppa wasn't like most rappers coming out today. He had that soulful, melodic sound that could cut straight through your chest, but he also carried authentic street respect. He survived the chaos of Jacksonville, escaped through music, landed a major deal, and was on the edge of exploding globally. What made him unique was how he balanced vulnerability with toughness. He spoke openly about pain, depression, and mental struggles without ever losing his edge. In a genre where emotion is often seen as weakness, he made it power. His Under Investigation mixtape series showed real evolution. Each project sounded more refined, more honest, more grown. You could hear him transforming, which is why fans and industry insiders were watching him closely. The fact that Yo Gotti signed him to CMG wasn't random. Gotti only bets on artists with real talent, discipline, and star potential. Lil Poppa had all three. But this story is bigger than music. It's a warning. Mental health is real. Depression is real. And the people who look the strongest are often fighting the deepest battles. If someone in your life seems off, reach out, call them, text them, show up. That small check-in can literally save a life. Lil Poppa had money, fame, and opportunity, but none of that cured what he was carrying inside. As a community, we have to do better at recognizing the signs and supporting each other. The pain was in his lyrics, his posts, his energy, but pain hides well. That's why we need safe spaces where people can speak without being judged. Hip-hop has long glorified toughness and silence. But that mindset is killing our young kings and queens. We have to normalize therapy, vulnerability, and asking for help. Lil Poppa's story should be a wake-up call. We can't keep losing artists to mental health struggles, addiction, and suicide. Labels need to offer real support, not just contracts. Artists need systems, not just studios. Rest in peace to Lil Poppa, a true Jacksonville legend taken far too soon. His music will live forever, and his story should inspire others to seek help instead of suffering quietly. And if you believe in checking on your people, hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss these conversations. Click the next video to learn more about Jacksonville's hip-hop scene and how the city is coping. Until next time, stay strong, stay aware, and look out for your people.